Hey, how we doing again? I believe I already know what's going on with this dryer. I've been hearing it really having a hard time turning. I've been through this before, so you know, I believe just resetting the belt, maybe just taking it in and out. Making sure I'm looking in here, making sure everything's good. And making sure the rollers are, everything's rolling properly. So I'm gonna reset this belt, put it back on the pulley, and I believe that's gonna fix it. And like I said, it, I've been through this thing before. I fixed this thing before, so I'm familiar with it. I'm familiar with this, like I'm familiar with, being in the workplace, you know, working with God in my workplace, for me to be promoted, for me to move to higher levels. One thing I was thinking about, and when you're in the workplace, and this is for someone who, if you're looking for, to be promoted, if you're looking to move up, okay. These are some things I didn't know. I'm saying there's a few things I want to share with you that I didn't know, and I believe it can work. It really works for you in both the church. It can work for you in your family. It can work for you, but I'm talking specifically on your job, but it can work in other areas. One thing that I would suggest, if you are, especially if you're new, you're moving, and this is what I would be telling, Stephen Richardson Jr. That's why, I'm making a little joke, because I know that's what my manager called me. If you watch other videos, you understand. When our first conversation, he was like, "Is this Stephen Richardson Jr.?" And I remember that, man. So, let's make a little inside joke. But anyway, what I would tell Stephen Richardson Jr., just left Red Lobster, right? Now, you're an analyst at Power Stop. Okay? You basically are within arm's length of the CEO, not too far from his office. You really have a lot of interaction with him. So, Stephen, you're in a perfect position. I'm using my name, but really I'm talking to you all. Someone who wants to move higher. One of the things I would definitely recommend, and I remember Alfred Johnson, he's someone I'm mentoring. And I remember he was asking me about, jobs and things like that. And one thing I had recommended to him was, on the interview, find out who you'll be working for, who you'll be reporting to. And find out from them. Sometimes many times they'll tell you if you ask them right out. And I would ask them point blank, what's important to you? I understand making money, doing all that stuff, making money and, making them company profitable. I know that's important. I'm saying that's something that's universal important, but ask them, going a little bit deeper than that. What's important to you specifically? What parts of the journey to profits is especially important to you? Every manager usually has something that's especially important to them. Okay, I know when I was working with my manager Pete, what was important to him is for his analysts, because I was one of a few analysts there. What was important to him is coming up with fresh ideas. Just continue to think and let our minds roll over and continue to be fresh and come up with fresh ways to do things. He didn't want us to get to a point where we were just stagnant. in how we doing things. We just keep doing the same things over and over. You know, he wanted us to see us get better. You know, because that lets him know we're in it for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, you know, find out what's important to your boss, and then make a determination if that can be important to you too. You know, now if you're talking about Arvin Scott, you know, my CEO, I've had the privilege to spend some time. One thing that, or a few things I know that is especially important to him is using common sense. You know, when I think about him, that's what I remember him stressing a lot. You know, he wasn't someone that graduated from college, and that's something else too. You can ask your manager about himself. See, a lot of times when you ask him about his history, it'll steer you in the right direction. You know, and that can be a talking point, because you may have to dig some in order to really get to the answer you desire. They may not tell you just right out. You know what I mean? They may not feel comfortable. You know, you ask them, did you graduate from college? You know, you might ask them, did where did you go to school, or where did you major in, things like that, and they say they ain't graduated from college. Like my CEO, Arvin Scott, didn't. You know, so one thing that was important to him is, and one thing he felt, that there was a lot of smart people that couldn't come up with common sense resolutions, and so he felt like he was the simple guy. You know what I mean? That was answering complex problems with simple solutions. So that's what's important to him. Coming up with common sense solutions, like first grade, second grade solutions. He loves that. You know what I mean? He feeds on that. You know, because he would start being able to see himself in you, and other things that are important. On the flip side, one thing that he liked was common sense solutions, but one thing I know he hates is common sense mistakes. You know what I mean? Arvin feels a lot better if you didn't make common sense mistakes. If you made like a PhD level mistake, like an astrophysics level, he's more accepting of that. But don't make common sense mistakes, because when you make common sense mistakes, it makes it seem like your head's not in the game, you know. And one thing I know he doesn't like is people who think that who are too smart for their own good, and they try and jump these steps. You know, they try and jump beyond common sense to trying to come up with some complex answer, when all they need is, the answer could have taken 2 minutes, and they trying to spend 30 minutes trying to come up with something that don't even doesn't even work half as good as the one that is simpler and less complex. You know, so those are other things I know that's important to him. What else is important to him that I know? Maximizing resources. You know, when we were working, there was only a few analysts, like, especially at the end, like towards right before I resigned, it was only 2 analysts. We started out with like 4, but then we came down to 2, and I remember him enjoying that. He liked, I think there's a term in business, leanness in business. Leanness in business. That means that you're not you're really leaning on what you have. You're not wasting what you have. You're getting the most out of what you have. You're maximizing what you have. That's important, you know. So those are just a few things that I know that's important to him. And you know what? Over the course of time, me working for Power Stop, it's become important to me too, and it's become a cornerstone to how I lead my team. Many times when I'm leading my team and I'm talking to them, I see it's like he's standing there right with me, talking through me, you know, and I respect the guy a lot. I respect him a lot, and I guess I respect him because I believe in what he's doing. I agree with what he's doing. I believe in his vision. You know, there's a lot of there's other things that that are probably more people related things that I love to see when I love about him. He cares about people, man. He can be hard on. I've seen him being hard on employees, but then I can see him go all the way out to help people. He cares about people in the warehouse. He cares about talking to any and everybody. He'll give his number to any and everybody. He's just that kind of guy. I love that humility about him. You know, he's like I'm saying the best way I can put it, he's like the poor guy CEO. You know, he is like just the regular guy that if he became CEO, what would he do? And that's Arvin. You know, he he always keep that in mind. He doesn't forget where he came from, you know, and I love that about him. You know, there's a personal side. I respect him on the personal things that he does, and I respect the business thing that he does. You know, so those are just a few things, but you know, definitely one of the secrets to promotion, but promotion comes from the east or west, but it doesn't come from the east or west, but it comes from the Lord. But one of the best ways you can prepare for promotion is to respect those who are over you. Respect them, honor them in your heart, like honor them in here. Believe in the vision. Work hard. That's one of the things that he saw me do. And that's one of the things that's important. That you want, whether it's your pastor or your CEO, you want to see them watch you work hard. Take the extra step. There's many times I stayed late, just working. It was sometimes me and him, just working. When you show, and I was reading this book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich, and he was talking about this one chapter, the Mastermind Alliance. That means a Mastermind Alliance or a mastermind group are 2 or 3 people working in perfect harmony. No, 2 or more people working in perfect harmony towards a specific goal. And he actually laid out the qualities for that you should look for, and the qualities and the priority at which you should look for in people to join your Mastermind Alliance. And number 1 on his list was dependability. See, you want to show your boss that you're dependable. You know what I mean? Same thing with God. You want to show him that you're faithful. Cause see, a dependable person is someone that is going to say to you, you're not going to waste your time on me. I may not make all the right decisions, but you're not going to waste your time. See, and see, that's one of the signs that you're going to be promoted soon is when your boss's boss starts spending more time with you, correcting you on certain things. Because with the people I see Arvin correct, those people mean something. See, a millionaire knows that his most valuable resource is time. They don't like, a millionaire does not like wasting time. Anybody, I'm saying, and I know we talked about it. No, I want to see if with my day 0, I know I connected being prepared, but to go in deeper than that, you have to respect time, you know, and money, because money is something you can always get back. You can lose and get back. Time you'll never get back. So whenever someone, a big boss, start investing time into you, that's huge. That's really, and he's not investing just because he feels personally obligated, but because he wants to talk business. You know, that's huge. You know what I mean? You want to have something about you that stand out to him. You know, and that's just, you know, you want to have something that catch his eye. You know, and it's not just about impressing him, but you gotta want it in you, whether he's watching or not, because then God will have him look at something about you, and you didn't intend for it. Because the thing is, especially if you're a kingdom believer, and especially if you're a blood bought child of God, you have to be working at that job like you're working for that, or like you're working for God Himself. That's another huge secret. But for me, that is actually in the Bible. The Bible actually says to work for your boss as like you're working for God. So I suppose it's not as much of a secret, but it's something I really relied on. You know, really work. I work for Arvin like I'm working for God. You know what I mean? I just picture that. I know I'm working for Arvin, but Arvin works for God. That the whole business belongs to God. So no matter if Arvin sees me or not, I got to do the right thing. God is watching. You know, if He never sees me work, God says the king's heart is in my hand. God said I sway His heart however I want to sway it, and He may not look at you for a year, but there's one moment He looks at you and say, you know what, you're an answer to my problems, and that's one thing you want to do. You know, if you're looking to excel, be a problem solver. What problem are you solving? I know I got someone on my team. He's asking me every week. He said, "Hey, what's my progress becoming the team lead?" And I told him today, actually. He was talking. We were talking about it today. I told him, I need you to focus on solving problems. I don't need you just to listen and work hard. I need you to be a problem solver. So when I'm not here, I know this group is taken care of. Okay, problem solving is what's going to make the team better and make the business better. Okay, someone that just works is hard. It could very well be a problem in itself, because you're working and you're not pushing towards making the company better. So you're wasting time, which is what we just said is the valuable resource. You know, you want to be someone that's solving the problem. How do we do this thing faster? How do we do more in less time? And I work by example for my team. I tell them, look, this is what I'm, you know, doing right now, and I want you all to emulate that. Okay, I want to see you all go further in this company. See, I don't even think about myself work going further in the company as much as I think the people under me. I want to see you all move further. That's what is on my mind. Is adding value to your career here at Power Stop to make a positive influence. You know, that's what my focus is. And you know, there's other things I can share, but those are some big things. I don't want to just throw everything at you, but definitely find out what's important to your boss, and then make a commitment. And you may want to speak it in front of him, say, "Look, I'm gonna start working on it. I want to be the guy." You can tell him straight up, "I want to be the guy that does this thing more than anybody. If it's about hard work, I want to be the hardest working guy here." And for you just to say that, I'm saying that means something to him, because what it does is lets him know you putting yourself on the spot, and that you want to do more. You have a passion and a fire to do more. And that will speak volumes just on itself. For you to speak it and back it up with actions, even if you don't hit it off the mark 100%, it means something for you to even have a desire to please him. You know, having something stand out about you, learning a particular skill. One thing about me that stood out, I was always there. I didn't take off. It's like in church, I don't really take off. I know I'm taking off tomorrow. I just been, because my family, we had this vacation plan, but we haven't taken that many vacations the last 8 years. We've been there. Apostle, we've been there for Apostle. We've been there when he needed us. I can honestly say that. I've been there for Arvin when he needed me on a Saturday. So when, especially, it was, I think our usual work days were Monday through Friday. But yeah, I remember a day I came in on Saturday, and I know that day when I came on a Saturday and stayed later and stayed to work out the problems. That said something to him. You know what I mean? You know, I haven't asked him, you know, specifically about those things, because many times we end up talking about so many other things that are more important. But going the extra mile, and that's actually one of the things that Napoleon Hill lists in his qualities of a mastermind group. You want to get someone that goes the extra mile. You know what I mean? And that sets people apart, because a lot of people, most people don't give 100%. They give 50, they give 60, maybe even 70. Very few in between you have someone that gives 100% or even 99. So my effort, and that's when I had a conversation with him. But I don't want to get too much into it. I want to let what I said seek in. Like I said, talk to you about, find out what's the most important. Work hard, stay later, put forth the effort. Stand out. You know, be pleased with yourself. It's really not about competing, but just do the best job you know you can do. Like before I left, when I was talking about Red Lobster, I was doing everything by the book. I wasn't looking at what Jack or Jane. I wasn't looking at them. It was about me. You know what I mean? So, have a goal that you want to do in the company. That's great. Say, look, I want to do this, and I'm willing to sacrifice this time to learn this skill. I want to solve more problems. You know what I mean? To be promoted. Promotion a lot of times is about God just positioning you to solve bigger problems. You're just ready to solve bigger problems. So in order for you to solve bigger problems, you got to start solving problems where you are. So that's just something to some food for thought. But yeah, I got to finish this dryer. But solving, that's what solving problems are. You know how to take the problem apart. You already have a good diagnosis of what the problem is, and you got the right tools, and you're submissive enough in your spirit to be able to listen to somebody talk you through it, so you can do it on your own next time. So because the first time I was taking apart this dryer, man, I had this phone on YouTube the whole time. I was watching the YouTube video probably for 30, 40 minutes right next to the dryer. But now I can just take it apart. You know what I mean? I haven't even really looked at the YouTube. I think I looked at it to see him at what point, did he get it to the point where you can see it working without having it all put together. But hey, I got this because I've done it before. So the more you do something, it's going to get easier. The more problems you solve and you throw yourself into, now when that problem comes up again, now you become more self-sufficient. Because now you believe in yourself, you believe in your tools, and you already imagine the problem fixed already. So that's just something to think about. I'm going to get more into this dryer. Like I said, we wrapping up this week for connecting to the church, connecting to your job, you know, the people on your job, and really position yourself for promotion in both places. So drop any comments. I hope that, you know, your questions or whatever you have get answered. But definitely, stay tuned. We're gonna get into some deeper things. I'm a, you know, I have something to say to everybody, you know, that God put on my heart. We're going to continue the direction that we're in, but now we're going to go deeper into the purpose of what we're doing. So I look forward to sharing that with you. I'm probably going to end up sharing that on Sunday. So stay tuned.